is being very temperamental this morning.
Not coming.
Give me a moment. I'm sorry. It closed the screen that I had prepped for us when I came back out. So here we go. Give me 2 seconds. Did not go directly straight to wake up. This is so funny. Gotta laugh, gotta laugh.
I will give the community another notice.
There we go. There you go. We're streaming live. JahLisa, you can start greeting.
I'll help bring people in.
Thank you.
Go ahead, JahLisa.
Okay, hello everyone. Good morning, Facebook Live. Excited to be in this space with everyone. Welcome Zoom participants. Good morning. Tiffany, I can hear my echo. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. I'm so excited to be in this space with y'all. I hope everyone is having a great morning and afternoon in some places. Today is going to be a special session. I'm interested to share with you guys how these things don't happen by chance. So welcome, get comfortable.
Wake up, wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together.
Okay, nice. What a beautiful way to start the morning. Okay, so today's session, as stated in its title, is that nothing is left to chance. So I am an artist and an integrative specialist, also an entrepreneur. And the work that I do requires a lot of faith and a lot of ambition to take steps that are outside of the box and just getting comfortable with what's uncomfortable. So I know that some of you are active right now, but I would like to start the session with just a grounding meditation. It could be a couple breaths. So those of you who don't have the space to close your eyes and stop what you're doing, maybe you can just take a moment to enjoy your breath and enjoy the moment in front of you. So I invite you to notice your breathing. And if you can, just begin to gently close your eyes. And if you're in a seated place, I invite you to place your hands on your knees. And if you're laying down, I invite you to place your hands on your stomach. And just take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhale slowly through your mouth. See if you can really release that air. This time, take a deep breath in and see if you can notice the counts of your breath. Then I want you to hold that breath for 3, 2, 1, and then exhale slowly through your mouth. And we'll do that one more time. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold the breath for 3, 2, 1. Exhale through your mouth. And see if any way you can get more connected with how it feels to be present and intentional about your presence. Notice your hands on your skin. Notice your feet touching the floor, the sounds you hear in the room, and invite it all to be part of your awareness. Invite you to shake that out, bring your awareness back into space, maybe bring your shoulders up, touching your ears, relax, maybe move your head in circular motions. Release any tension you might be holding and take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhale, release that air. All right. Well, I hope that helped all of you get grounded in some type of way, because sometimes we forget that the breath is so precious and it helps keep us aware. It helps keep us grateful. And we have so much to be grateful for. We're alive. So today's presentation, as I stated earlier, is how nothing is left to chance. So I'm excited to share this story and hopefully to encourage some people in this space to think about their stories and their journeys in a new way, in a new light, to begin to understand that there's a plan, whether you believe in God or spirit, however you connect to the universe, there's always a plan for each individual person, especially in this space. So I am connected to this space due to the Rites of Passage program, Be the Tree. And I first connected with Shawnee when I was 19 years old. And I was going through a very depressing, just heavy time. And I needed an outlet. And I've always been a very intentional and spirit-driven person, especially as an artist. A lot of my work requires me to be in tune with my spirit, requires me to have a lot of silence. And if I'm not in places and being intentional about my own energy, I can't create from such an authentic space. But at that time, I just felt so heavy. I couldn't execute anything, and my words were blocked up. My creation process was blocked up. It just was impossible to make things. And one woman that I knew from a prior retreat experience that I did out of state, she reached out to me and she was like, yeah, Shawnee is having this rites of passage for women. And I was like, well, what's that? And I didn't think it was a coincidence, because I just always find things happening in my life where one thing leads to another, and it's building up to another spiritual experience. So I was open-minded to it. Of course, I didn't have the funds, but I took that faith, that leap of faith. And I would say it changed my complete awareness of myself, the way that I internalize things, the way that I communicate with myself. And I'm forever grateful for that experience. And in the process of going through my rites of passage, I remember that Shawnee was experiencing some personal things. And she shared with the group very openly that her daughter had transitioned. And for me, I felt like this appreciation for Shawnee's openness to really share that with us in a way where she wasn't trying to hide what could be perceived as a dark time, but that she felt safe enough in the community that she attracted to share her story. And I just remember feeling like pulled, and I was 19. So I always had this like curiosity to be a like emotional support. Like sometimes I wouldn't communicate it, but I would always feel drawn to teachers and facilitators to be like an emotional support, or like a person that they could, know that they have me in their corner in whatever shape form that would look like. So I didn't speak much on how moved I was that she shared that with the community, but I internally felt connected to her sharing that. And she extended an invitation for the women in the rites of passage to come to the transition ceremony. And I again took a leap of faith, and I followed my gut, and I went to the ceremony. And I was just blown away by first the fact that there were people who were obviously sad and, feeling weeping feelings and sorrow. But the atmosphere in and of itself was not a depressing place to be. It was an honoring of a phenomenal person who lived and still lives. So that's something that really touched me, is that I wasn't walking into a depressing space. It was as alive as the spirit of Shamani. And I still feel the feeling right now, but I remember I grabbed a seat, and at the time I was learning so much about Yoruba and Orishas and so connected to the spirit of Oshun. So I remember I was wearing all yellow, and I just took a seat, and I was by myself. And there was this woman who knew Shawnee, and she asked me like, like, why are you here? Like, is this something that you do often? Like, just go to people's funerals? And I said, no. In fact, actually, that was my first transitional ceremony. Like, this was my first time taking part in an experience like that. So I didn't know why I felt called to go, but I went. And that feeling is coming back. I feel it in my stomach. I remember there was a point where the casket was open and people got to walk by and look, and it was just a feeling. And I saw the photos of Shamani and her life experiences. And immediately I was like, this face looks so familiar. Like, who is this woman? like, why does the essence of this woman feel so powerful? Like, and I just kept looking at the photos, and there was this one guy, he's kind of chubby, light skinned, and I remembered him so vividly from a program that I used to take when I was a kid. And I was like, no, there's no way. No way. Like, what are the odds that this would be someone I know? So for a long time, I just kind of ignored the gut feeling that I was getting, but I still continued to follow Shawnee and her work and what she was offering to the community, and still feeling this transformative energy. And then a little bit, sometimes here and there, an experience of something life-changing just happened to a woman who is influencing me and encouraging me in ways that I have never been inspired to be a leader before. So the impact was still there, but I would still feel these moments of sadness, but wanting not to express too much heaviness, because I knew she had to process her own experience with it as well. So come 2022, Shawnee did a Style Like You. And if you don't know Style Like You, I always watch Style Like You. As an artist, I need to hear other artists express their stories, because it's not easy. And then being a Black woman makes it even harder sometimes to be an artist and an entrepreneur. So I constantly feel like doors are closing, but then sometimes doors open. So to hear other models, photographers, dancers, filmmakers, social justice leaders just share about their stories, I watched Style Like You. So Shawnee did an episode on Style Like You, and I was surprised because this is something I really do watch on my downtime. So I watched it, and I recommend you guys really take the time to look it up. You can find it on YouTube or Instagram, Style Like You. And she touched on her personal experience and just being an artist and being a radical, and those things really inspired me. And then she unfolded her experience with her daughter due to a question that the interview woman asked her. And that's when I got that feeling again. It's not like a sad feeling because I feel it right now, but it's just like this, like it's in my gut. Like it's just this, it's too powerful to ignore. So I listened to Shawnee keep speaking, and she was speaking about how it happened, when it happened, the details of how her daughter transitioned. And it's so powerful that I couldn't ignore it anymore. So I accepted the fact in that moment that I knew Shamani, and I knew her from a program when I was 8 years old, and Shamani was working in a program called PAL. So this would be the first slide, Tiffany or Denise. If I can get share screen.
Which device do you want to have
The
the
laptop.
access? The backup?
The laptop.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. We good to go?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna try to make that big for y'all. It's still loading, bear with me. Can anyone see the screen?
It says that you're sharing your screen, but it's black right now.
It's black. Okay. This story is too powerful. All right, give me a second. On my end, it's saying that it's sharing screen, but I'm not sure that it is.
Okay, JahLisa,
Yes.
the screen share has stopped now.
Mhm.
Try it again.
Okay. Nope, it seems like it's the same issue.
Okay.
And you guys can't share it on your end.
All
Oh,
right. So I'm gonna try and do this
you
real
know
quick
what?
because this
We
image is
can.
very important to your story. So stop your screen share.
Okay.
All right. In the meanwhile, there was a question about the style like you.
Mhm.
And if you have the link to it, because that's what I was trying to put in the chat, you can drop that for the community. So Style Like You is a YouTube show that Shawnee was on that JahLisa is referring to. And we're gonna drop that link for you guys in case you haven't seen it yet. And just bear with us while we work here because there's something that's stopping JahLisa from sharing this image. But as she says, it's very important and powerful to her message today. So just bear with us momentarily while we get that up.
Yes. Also, my laptop is not pinned anymore. It's the backup device that's pinned. Okay. Okay, so I mean, maybe we could work with that.
We can see
Tiffany.
the image without me putting it into slideshow, correct?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, so we're not gonna put it into slideshow. Everyone, please just look at the image that's being shared on the screen now.
Yeah, and if it's possible, you could probably zoom in. If not, it's okay. But I just wanted to show y'all that this is the time where I was part of an organization called PAL, Police Athletic League. And again, nothing being left to chance. I was in this program for, after school activities, of course, but primarily I would go specifically for the art. And I was in theater, I was in dance, I was in visual arts, and I did a lot of arts and crafts. As you can see, I have a canvas 32 by 36 behind me of something, it's called Trust Her. And this is entirely spirit driven. It's abstract art. I don't go into my painting with an outline or a drawing at first and then paint in the details. Like, it's completely faith by faith. Every day I add more and more, and then the image comes together. And that's only a skill that I've learned over time from trusting the teachers and the facilitators that I had the gracious experience to connect with. So in this program with this photo that you're seeing, I was about 8 or 9, and that's when I met Shimani. And that's why this story to me is just like mind blowing, because I remember Shimani. She had curly blonde hair and an afro. Sometimes she would pull it up and wear like a high puff. And she had this fire. And she would talk to me. So that's why I didn't want to believe it. Like, she would speak to me very often. JahLisa, how are you doing today? JahLisa, how is your family? When we would go on field trips, she would stand next to me, and I really thought I was her favorite. Like, I was in my head, like, yeah, this teacher really liked me. Like, she was there for me. And it just, the story to me is just, it's like, wow, like, wow. So I want to take a pause here. And again, inviting you to get connected with that same breathing that we experienced in the beginning of the session, just noticing your breath. And if you can, take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And just see if you can release any thoughts that you may have been having prior to this story, prior to this moment. Notice your hands, your feet, your skin. Notice the sun, if there's sun where you are. And just be still for a moment. And I want to ask you if you have ever experienced a series of events that could not exist without the other. So for me, this is one example, but also I want you to think of an experience that led to another experience that opened doors for you. So if you can take a moment to think about that and see what comes up organically. Don't judge the first thought that you have, just see what comes up. And if you're comfortable to come off mute, feel free. If not, you can type it in the chat. Another example I have is just the depression I was experiencing when I was 19. Like, if I wasn't in that depressed state, I wouldn't have met this community. I would never have met Shawnee. And then we connected with the spirit of her daughter. And these things are very influential in my practice and in my life because they teach me the principle of integrity, of my womanhood, and how to be an actual leader and facilitator, and share space, sacred space with other people and other women especially. So if you have anything to share, I would love to hear if you have an experience that could not exist without the other.
Okay, JahLisa, there are two things that are in the chat to be shared. The first is coming from Martine on Facebook. She said, what comes up for me is my deep love and respect for Shawnee Benton Gibson and how powerful a visionary and conduit she is. I can really relate to this sister's share. Like I always say, these soul programs have been life-changing for me. And then Z here in the Zoom space shared that Wu could not exist without the pandemic. Wu saved my life.
That's powerful. That's something I haven't thought about. It's true. This space was born out of the pandemic, and everyone in this space just being radical enough to think of a new way to stay connected. So that's a perfect example. Okay, so I want to just share with you just two art pieces that I have on slide. So I'm currently working on exhibition pieces. So these are not completed yet, but I have a series called When the Ancestors Whisper. And to me, like the subtitle to that is You Must Listen. So again, a lot of my paintings are spirit driven. I don't have intentions to create an image that looks like another image. Although I do have intention and purpose behind each brushstroke that I'm creating, because it helps keep me grounded in my practice. It helps me experience my art in an alive way. So this is one of the first pieces, and I have a whole collection, but I couldn't show the whole collection. This piece behind me is called Trust Her. And the figure is the head space of a woman. And then beneath her, you can't see the full image right now, but beneath her is like a shy shadow. And that shadow is like my inner voice. It's like this wanting to hide from the world sometimes, but then this bold Black face that, even though it's colorful, to me, it's a Black woman who is guiding and leading. And I speak through her, and she leads the shy woman or the shy once girl who wants to hide from the world. So the image that you're seeing too is that same communicating an expression of pain through colorful strokes and colorful images. You guys can show the second slide. Thank you. So this is another abstract piece. I I wish we had more time. I would show you everything, but this is another detailed piece. And this too is the same size as the one behind me. It's a 32 by 36. So it's actually way bigger in person. And I first started with the layout color, and then I started to add the details, and the cracks to me on a whole piece of canvas represents, you know, like this shattered experience as a Black woman trying to be whole again. And in all of my pieces, even the one before that you've seen, it now has what I'm about to tell you, because that was how it used to look. It doesn't look like that anymore. But all of my pieces have an all-seeing eye. So whether it's on the figure of a person or it's just somewhere in the detail, there's always an eye. And that's why it's called When the Ancestors Whisper, because there's this constant feeling that I'm being watched over, I'm being protected. And if you know me in person, I have many tattoos, and on my hands, on my knuckles are all-seeing eyes, because I'm always feeling like I'm being protected and I'm being led by spirit. I'm having issues with my laptop, but I hope you guys can still hear me. So there's a lot of concerns written in all of these pieces, like, why am I here? What is the purpose of my Black experience? Being a woman, and questions about identity. So if you see this piece in person, it has so many questions that I'm starting to think about, well, why, and what is the purpose, and what can I do with my time while I'm here? So that all leads to the next slide. So having experienced with the PAL program, and then realizing that art is my passion, art is my expression of identity, I have continued my legacy through sharing my skills and my gifts with the community in a way that I was influenced when I was in PAL. So we used to do arts and crafts and theater and dress up and just, you know, do all of these things that as a young person, you just feel so alive and just grateful to be in the space. I always had that attitude, like, yeah, we're going to after school now. I get to dress up, I get to dance, you know, and then Shamani was there. And then I had all these other influences there too. There were a lot of great facilitators. So now my job is very similar in that we do arts and craft. We do, you know, all of these creative programs that I love to provide for the kids. So we're making bracelets, we're making just different images of things. We're now doing painting, but the basis of my work is a little bit different in that the foundation is yoga. So as an integrative specialist, I'm bringing in everything that I've learned over the years from Be the Tree and Urban Yoga Foundation and all of these different companies that I'm a part of, that I've volunteered my time to study. And now I'm seeing the benefits. You can go to the next slide. It's similar to this first slide. But my main purpose now is to bring different healing tools through art, because art can live on its own and it can be its own expression, but art without holistic foundations sometimes cannot be safe. I only say that because as an artist and interacting with other artists, they've grown into these full, beautiful people, but sometimes they're looking for drugs, they're looking for drinks, they're looking for things to help them create their art. But with my programs now, I'm keeping in mind everything that I've learned from PAL, everything that I care about, everything that I do in my own time, but I'm taking the foundation of integrity, of holistic healing. I'm taking therapeutic activities, I'm bringing them home to Indigenous practices that we can own and remember that you know, as Black and brown people, Hispanic people, we have these innate ways to heal ourselves. So if we remember where those tools and those practices come from, and then now we have the powerful integration of art, it just, the children light up. They light up in such a beautiful way. And I'm just so grateful for that connection and that work that I get to do. So my final question would be to you: is there something that you were once inspired by that you may be curious or thinking about right now, to reconnect with? Is there something that you would like to reconnect with that maybe you used to like when you were a child or a teenager, a young adult, or even yesterday? Something that you thought of that inspires you that you would like to continue to work on? So take your time, really think about that, and feel free to drop it in the chat. Write it down personally, keep it for yourself, or share it. Come off mute and let the community know so we can hold space for your interest and your intention.
All right. While we have a few moments while the community thinks about that, we do want to acknowledge that it is 7:45. We have gone behind our 7:30 time without checking in with the community. So we thank everyone for staying. JahLisa will let you know how much longer before she's complete. But we'd like to hear another voice in the space, anyone who relates to or connects to what JahLisa has shared. Or as she said, what is something that you were once inspired by that you may have interest in reconnecting with now?
So, Tiff, and Teresa, I want to bring in Teresa Placett's voice from Facebook. She says, I think my introduction to Be the Tree mentioned in passing to Kyra Harris wanting to participate in an adult rites of passage program. Her friend Vanessa Evans knows Shawnee through performing in the playback theater. Vanessa posted an upcoming info session on her Facebook page in 2016 and forwarded it to her. I was heard and the universe richly provided. So she just wants to acknowledge how spirit works.
Yeah.
Kim also said she used to dance as a child, something that she wants to be reconnected to.
Nice. Okay. I'm glad y'all are thinking about these things, because it's very important to just keep that inner child and that thing that once lit you up. Just keep it close to you, keep it dear to you, because you never know how it can help you now in this present moment. Even if it has been a long time ago since you connected to those things, there's a reason why you liked it in the first place. So I encourage you to keep pressing on and remembering what lit you up, and see if you can step back into it with who you are and with the life experiences you have lived now. Rachel, I see your hand is up. Is this intentional?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. So for me, I just recently, I want to say like 4 years, tapped back into my writing. But for many years, as a child, I loved to write poetry. And while I was going through a lot of life, it blocked out. Like I didn't even pick up a pen to write. I didn't even remember I was able to write. When I regained my peace of mind and peace in my heart and spirit, I started writing. And all of the stories of my childhood came back through writing. So my poetry is storytelling through and so if my life wasn't the way it was, I wouldn't have been able to write these experiences that can possibly touch so many young women and young girls. And I am complete.
Yeah. And even in you saying that, I'm getting chills. So I know that your work must be powerful and very intentional too. So thank you for sharing that, because I also write poetry. So I understand that when you can take emotion and transmute it into words, it has this effect vibrationally on people and community. It has the power to uplift people or take people through tunnels of experiences that lead them to the end of your story through your words. So that's a very empowered gift that you have. And yeah, like I love that you shared that. So I am gonna honor the time as much as I can now. We started a little late, but I want to end with some courtesy. So I just want to close my segment with again with the breath. So inviting you to find your own sense of stillness as much as you can, and invite you to, if you're comfortable, close your eyes. If you're not in a space to close your eyes, just notice your breath. Again, tuning into the different parts of your body, and see if very quickly you can send gratitude to those areas: your hands, your feet, your mind, your thoughts, your speech. I invite you to take a deep breath in through your nose and to exhale gently through your mouth. And see if you can set an intention for the rest of your day, what you would like to do or keep near to you, or remember about who you are. And at your own pace, bring your awareness back into the space. Release the breath. Relax your jaw. Release the muscles between your brows. Release the shoulders, your hands, your feet. One final breath. And exhale. All right, that's me, JahLisa Forcheney, Integrative Specialist. So grateful for this space. Thank you for listening to me share my story. Nothing is left to chance. Please do keep that in mind. All of these things are happening with intention. So I want to be very transparent. I am new to my business journey. I've always been an entrepreneur in spirit, but I'm new to my business journey. But what I can say that I'm really excited to share with the community is my teaching of yoga in schools with integrative arts and different tools. But I also travel to museums to do sound baths and meditations. And I travel to parks to share with the community yoga and movement before maybe they have a big game or a basketball tournament or something like that. So if you're connected to people who are looking for arts and crafts or yoga separately, or if you're connected to programs that are looking for both with an integration, please feel free to email me or call this number, and I'll be readily available for communication. Other than that, I will keep you posted when my website has officially launched. And
Thank
I'm
you,
gonna
JahLisa. Take a breath. Yes, take your own breath, hydrate. I'll close us out from here. These are the new Love Monthly automated love offerings and donations. We've set it up where you can automatically make your donations to the Wake Up Everybody community in 25, 50, 75, and or $100 increments, simply by using the bit.ly links that you see on the screen or drop in the chat. You can set these up automatically. Or on the specific day, it will pull out your donation and you will not have to worry about making those donations on a daily basis. Coming up tomorrow, Thursday, June 30th, we have Pantry Magic where our own Kinyofu Imlimwegu. So please come and join us for this session. If today is your first day in the space with us, please drop it in the chat. We want to acknowledge your presence and invite you back to join us in this community where we come to learn, elevate, and ascend. We are live on Zoom and Facebook 5 days a week, Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. and Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 7:30. If you would like a notification when it's time to join us on one of these platforms, please text the word Woo Nation in cap locks to 74121. And make sure you stop by our swag shop at bit.ly/Woo Swag and pick up your Woo merch and celebrate and represent your community. Thank you. Here's how you stay in touch with us. Register weekly at bit.ly/Wake Up Movement. Join us on Facebook in our private group at bit.ly/Woo Community or on our public page, bit.ly/Woo Nation. Follow us on Instagram at Wake Up Everybody Virtual. You can watch episodes on YouTube at bit.ly/Woo on YouTube. And last, you can email us at info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. At this time, I ask all participants who are still in the space to come off of mute. It is time to rain a verbal love shower on JahLisa for sharing and connecting with us today. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you. This was
Thank you,
wonderful.
JahLisa. Thank you,
Peace and
JahLisa.
blessings to you,
Really
entire
heartfelt.
family.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you,
And I just want to say, let's
Wonderful.
let's keep
Thank
building.
you, thank you, thank you,
Wonderful.
beloved. Thank you
Yeah,
for
just
sharing
don't
your art with the world, particularly with the children. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Your story is inspiring. Thank you. Wonderful, wonderful.
beautiful,
Thank you,
JahLisa.
Veronica.
Let's move forward, everybody.
Beautiful.
Yes. Have a blessed morning.
Okay.